going on, all my fellow bait chuckers out there? My name is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on the video today. I really appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your day to spend it with us here inside of the bait shop. So earlier today, I was watching Adam's latest video over at SDG Custom Lurecraft. I'll put a link to that in the upper right-hand corner of the screen for you to check out. And in this video, he was playing around with the Borealis Holoshift Powder, which is not only my favorite of the entire Holoshift lineup, but it's also one of, if not the best-selling Holoshift powder. Pretty sure it's the best-selling one, with good reason, because it catches fish and it looks pretty darn cool. HS613. It is the Borealis color. It has a really awesome kind of cyan green to a bluish purple shift. You can see it shifting colors there. You got that green, cyan green to blue to purple on the extreme. Awesome color. Adam was using it in a variety of ways. He was going really heavy with it. A little bit really does go a long way with the Holoshift powder. So I thought, you know what? It'd be a perfect time for me to make a video to show you how to use the Borealis powder, and not just the Borealis, but a simple formula that works for all of the Holoshift powders to make some swim baits with some very simple ingredients. 3 out of the 4, I bet you probably already have in your bait shop right now and don't even know it. So let's get into it today. We are going to make some awesome swim baits in one of my favorite colors, the Borealis Shad, I guess we'll call it. I don't really have a name for it. So why don't we go ahead and throw that recipe up on the screen right now and we'll get started. For our back color today, 2 simple ingredients, the first of which is obviously the HS613 Borealis Holoshift Powder by 8-Bit Baits. And then we're going to go ahead and follow that up with a little bit of Lureworks Black, 15 drops to be exact, and that's all we're going to be adding to the top color. For the belly of the bait, you can go ahead and choose your favorite blue highlight powder. I will be using the Interference Blue Pearl, part of the new 8-Bit Baits Mica Shift lineup coming very soon, and then some .015 silver holographic flake to give it a little bit of bling in the belly. And that's it. 4 very simple ingredients to making the Borealis Shad. And like I said, you can apply this recipe to any of the Holoshift powders. Whatever the primary colors are of the Holoshift powder that you decide to use for the back, simply find a corresponding highlight powder to use in your belly, along with a little bit of silver holographic flake, and you have yourself an instant laminate that is perfect for pretty much any swim bait out there. We already got our molds back here warming up along with our SDG N2 injector multi-block. So let's get the plastisol warmed up and we'll start mixing our very first color. All right, here we are with a fresh cup of plastisol right out of the microwave, ready to go. Nice and clear. I absolutely love it. So we are going to start with the Holoshift powder, the HS613 Borealis. Look at that. Amazing stuff. I absolutely love the Borealis. We are going to come in here with kind of like a heaping 1/16. It's 1/16 of a teaspoon, but you can see it's a bit of a heaping scoop, kind of overflowing a little bit. All right, not quite 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then we're just going to mix this in. And you can see just with 1/16 that aurora effect starts to kick in. You get the blues, the cyan, the purple, depending on the angle. You can see that blue and purple come out as I stir it. Awesome stuff. We'll make sure to scrape the sides. But we want a solid color. This is going to be the back of the bait. And we are using some thinner baits today, some 3.8-inch ribbed swims, as well as some 3.3-inch SlayBaits. So we are going to go in on a full 20 drops of the black. Now, the recipe calls for 15 to 20 drops, and you can vary this thickness depending on the type of bait that you're going to use. If you're going to use a thicker, bigger bait, then you only really need the 15 drops. If you're going to use a smaller, thinner bait, then you need the bigger saturation in order to get the look that we're going for. So we're going to go with 20 drops today because of the smaller size baits that we're making. All right, now watch as we stir this. the whole color is going to come to alive. You see that? Check that out. Absolutely amazing. And this is all we're going to do. We're just going to leave it simple like this. Now you could add a dash of the silver holographic if you want to. I think I'm just going to leave it plain just like this for right now. I think it looks really, really good. I think the 20 drops with that 1/16, that heavy 16th, is a perfect mesh and blend of the black saturation with the backing of the Borealis color. So we're going to leave it like this for the back. And now let's go ahead and we will get this vacuumed out, and then we'll start working on our belly color. Awesome stuff. All right, here we are with our second cup of Plastisol ready to rock, nice and clear. All right, so to start off with this color, we will be going in on a highlight powder. Like I said, this just happens to be the blue interference pearl from the new 8-Bit Baits Mica Shift lineup. And we're gonna go with, again, a good 1/16 of a teaspoon. That's all we're gonna need. A little bit goes a long way with the interference pearl powders, just like all the other 8-bit stuff. It's all very highly concentrated. All right, here we go. Let's mix this in. And you can see with that much of the highlight powder, it's going to give us a translucent, cloudy effect, which is exactly what we want, because the dark black from the top color is going to shine through and act as a backer and really make that belly pop. And there you can see it's primarily highlight blue. You can see a little bit of some green on the edges. Awesome interference pearl powder. I really can't wait for all of you to get your hands on this. It's coming very, very soon, like within the next several weeks. So stay tuned for that. All right, and next up we are going to be adding 1/16 of a teaspoon of the the 0.015 silver holographic flake. There you go. I love the smaller silver holographic flake. 1/16 is just enough to where it's not going to look like a disco ball, and we're going to get some nice spacing and some sporadic silver holographic in the belly. And this is exactly what we want right here. And that's it. Now, if you wanted to, you could add a couple specks of black, some very, very tiny black. I don't like to. I like to leave it simple, just like this. So it's really up to you how you want to make your belly color. But that's it. This is the belly color. We have the back color ready to go. And now we just need to vacuum this out. And then we will meet you back here when we're ready to inject the baits. All right, we've got both of our colors set up, ready to go. You can see this is the third time that we're doing it because it's so cold out here. The blending block keeps locking up on us, but take a look at that laminate. Just a little sneak peek of what we're working with. Awesome stuff. All right, but we are ready to go. Let's make sure to glove up. Scorching hot multi-block, ready to rock. Here we go. Borealis Shad. Third time's a charm, huh? All right, we got a nice big draw there. Here we go. Boom. There we go. Everything's flowing nice and easy. And then we'll turn it sideways for the rib swims. Awesome. A little bit of pressure. Perfect. All right, the injector is still smoking hot. Ooh, it's hot, 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 hot. But wanted to give you a look at what the inside of the blending block is going to look like. And there we go. That is what we're dealing with. And when you put them back to back like that, you can see how the black from the top color really accentuates that highlight powder in the bottom. You can really see this here by the sample that we have. This is one of the sprues off of the earlier bait. You can see when you turn it sideways, you're almost going to get kind of that triple laminate look, just like Adam's version of the Swamp Dragon. Awesome stuff. Pretty cool. All right, let's get this cleaned up. Let's demold these baits and take a look, see what they look like. All right, here we go. The 3.3-inch SlayBait. First of all, just take a look at that laminate. Is that not awesome or what? All right. Let's see here. Can we get them to all come off on one side? Yeah, there we go. Flip those around for you. And there you have it. Borealis Shad. Look at that color shift. The black, the blue, the cyan green. That holographic popping up in the belly. And then when you turn it, the black really accentuates that blue highlight. I tell you, this 3.3-inch SlayBait in a medium plastisol with that super flappy back tail. It's a subtle kick. It's a tiny tail and a subtle kick, but I'm telling you, it's awesome. I can't wait to throw all of these on a beautiful A-rig. Just look at that gorgeous bait. 3.3-inch SlayBait. Let's get a couple of these out here. I mean, you can see how translucent the belly is. I mean, you see the hook slot right through it. Absolutely gorgeous. What a gorgeous bait, huh? Borealis Shad. Fantastic. One of my favorite colors. Great shad pattern. Blue, green. Good stuff. All right. You knew I wasn't going to be able to wait very long before I put some eyeballs on there. But look at that. Really kind of completes the package, wouldn't you say? Goodness gracious me. 4/0 beast hook. Oh, swimming alone or together in a school on an A-rig. That's just going to get absolutely destroyed. Super simple color, 4 ingredients. Borealis Holoshift, black pigment, blue highlight, and silver holographic flake. Beautiful. Awesome. We'll get these lined up in the tray. Let's check out what the 3.8-inch ribbed swims look like. Before we demold the 3.8-inch rib swims, though, I am going to put the hook slots back into the 3.3-inch SlayBaits upside down for a solid body bait, because I do want to make a batch that I can run using the 6-inch treble head and use it as a line through with a top treble hook. So we're going to do a solid body on the next run. I already have, you know, a good 10 to 12 from the first couple fails plus the one we just injected. So I have enough of the 3.3-inch SlayBaits with hook slots in them, and then we're going to run some with some solid bodies next. All right, so that should be all we need for that. We're ready for next injection. Now let's take a look at what the 3.8-inch rib swims look like, shall we? All right, this is a pretty sweet 3-piece mold. You can see the back piece is bolted onto the top half of the mold. That is so you can use a single injection port to inject a bunch of different swim baits. So let's see what side does it want to come off on. This mold, you can never tell which side it's going to come off on. There we go. We got to be careful. You don't want to rip any of the tails off. There are a lot of ribs, so it does tend to stick. There we go. And look at that. Boom. Awesome set of Borealis Shad and paddle tail ribbed swim baits. Take a look at that laminate. Again, it almost looks like a triple. You have your Borealis on top. You see that blue streak where the black meets the highlight powder. And then boom, in the bottom, you have that translucent right there. Looks like a triple, but then when it flashes and swims in the water, it pops blue. Awesome stuff. I love the way the silver holographic pops in the belly. Gives a translucent effect. You can really see how thick the back looks. It gives it a solid color. And in the sunlight, this just shifts between blue, purple. This cyan that you can see is dominant, which is why I think 1/16 of a teaspoon is really all that you need, with a couple drops of black to get that solid color. Goodness, look at that. Such a cool pattern. Let's get these clipped off of here. Just look at that. Pretty awesome stuff. I love it. I love the way that that flash kicks in. Perfect shad, minnow profile, 3.8 inch. I mean, this is a Kitech style ribbed swim bait, so many different ways to rig it up. Again, a rig is most likely how I'm going to be fishing these because the water is super cold right now. But goodness gracious, those are going to make for one mean looking a rig. Now you can spruce this recipe up. Like I said, you can put some black flake in the belly color if you want. I like to run it translucent just like this. I think it gives it a really awesome shad profile. But again, change it up to your taste. You could use less highlight powder if you wanted. You could use more highlight powder to get more of a pearl effect. The choice is really up to you. But oof, really awesome looking baits. All right, for size comparison here, this is the 3.8 inch rib swim put right up next against the 3.3 inch SlayBait. You can see slightly smaller in size. This one is going to be great on an A-rig. It's going to give us that big, wide, flappy paddle tail kick. The 3.3 inch SlayBait with that small, tiny kick is going to give us that nice, subtle kick that we're looking for. So downsized micro A-rig, big size, more aggressive, flashy A-rig. Probably going to throw this with some spinners on it as well to mimic a larger school. But that is going to look awesome coming through the water. I mean, tell me that ain't going to get bit, huh? Goodness gracious. All right, let's take a look at the 3.3 inch SlayBaits with a solid belly. Went ahead and shot these off camera just to save some time for the sake of video editing purposes. And look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, solid body baits. Just look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get a couple of these out. Take a look at them with that solid belly. You can see super translucent like we talked about right there. Almost looks like a triple laminate. You have that real dark black Borealis top, that blue right where the line meets, and then when it crosses over, boom, you get that blue. As this thing is paddling through the water, you can see the flash and the chaos that it's going to cause. This is pretty awesome. We'll be able to use these solid body baits with some swim bait heads, as well as, like I said, that 6 cents treble line head. I will put all of those linked down below in the description. If you're new here, we always link the suggested tackle as well as the molds down below in the description. Make it easy for you to do your shopping. And of course, a lot of those links back to Tackle Warehouse, we are affiliated, so some of those links do come back and help out the channel. So we appreciate you using the affiliate links in the description to do all of your tackle shopping and bait mold shopping. So again, very much appreciated. Look at that right there though. Solid body Borealis Shad. All right, well, you know what time it is. Let's get some close-ups of all these baits and we will meet you back at the workbench. All right, and there you go. An awesome, simple recipe using some Borealis Holoshift Powder as well as some new mica shift powder, the interference blue. This is coming real soon, just a few weeks out on this. So hopefully that gives you all some ideas of how to go ahead and use the Holoshift powder as a top color for your bait. You really don't need much. A little bit goes a long way. You can use it as an awesome backing color as seen here on these sweet baits. We have ourselves a complete set of hook slot SlayBaits, a set of solid body SlayBaits, as well as a set of the 3.8 rib swims. We are all set for our A-rigs as well as our line through baits. So hey, I think, you know, the next thing to do is I got to find some time to get out on the water. Water's still cold. I hear it's below 50 degrees, so A-rig is definitely the bait to be thrown right now on the Delta from what I hear. Hopefully soon the weather will pick up, the sun will come out, and we will get some nice warm weather, warm up the water, and fire up that bite. Well, until next time, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still watching, make sure to put a fist bump in the comment section for me down below. Let me know that you're part of the completion squad watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it, everybody. Well, until next time, you know who it is. Your friend on this end, Michael, out here around these Delta sloughs, reminding you to keep on chucking. I'll get back with you.